also. Basically, as far as we are concerned, the NDA is extremely strong as a force. Our allies are very much in shape, and we, as far as the ground reality is concerned, because I think you know very well, Anandji, that elections are not fought just on social media. So on the ground, it is a two-way fight. It is between the ruling party, the India Alliance, and the opposition, which is the NDA Alliance. There is no two ways about it. As far as the TVK chief is concerned, he has select methodologies to come out. He chooses to come out when he wants to, or he ends up meeting media professionals in his house, or he takes meetings in and around his residence, just like his shooting locations and spots. He still, I think, is living in this impression that every election is fought on cinema, but it's not like his movie Sarkar. This is the real game. And he has to get out and actually meet the people. By doing these hodgepodge rallies here and there, nothing is going to work out. And this is not a three-way fight or any such thing. Let's be very, very clear. The fight is between the DMK Alliance and the ADMK Alliance. And we're very clear about this, first thing. Second thing, with regards the Congress and the DMK tamasha, and I'm glad you brought this up, because earlier when I was on a debate with Pulla Rauji, he said the opposition is divided, and I was clearly saying that the opposition is not divided, it's the ruling alliance that is divided, because there are 100 queries that are being put out by the Congress very strongly, and I don't think the Congress is going to say these things without the approval of the High Command. No national party works that way, we are all very well aware. So having said that, the DMK in the history of Tamil Nadu elections has never won an election without an alliance. We are all very clear. The DMK has never come back for a second term in a row. That also we are very clear. Now if the Congress is going to move out of the DMK, now these are not speculations I am making. This is what is coming out in the open, and you are asking this question. Now if the DMK and the Congress are going to split and the DMK is going to join the TVK, this is going to only affect the DMK.
Okay, Congress
this has no bearing on the NDA.
It doesn't. See, I'll tell you what, frankly, and I can be a little tongue-in-cheek about it, but both the BJP and the Congress party depend on the DMK and the ADMK to shore up their numbers. So, and that's a reality. So, if Congress netas are not going to be able to contribute towards any DMK victory as much as DMK cadre will contribute to a Congress neta's victory, and that applies to BJP also.
Absolutely, and we don't have any problems admitting it.
No, it's not about a problem. It's a travesty that national parties have national parties have deterred from trying to create their own foothold and toehold, and whenever that has happened, they have just taken one step forward and 3 steps back. Pulla Rauji, how do you see the turnout for Vijay? And about 4,998 people were present. They're saying that a lot of these guests everybody was QR coded, identified, and this turnout is despite the number of ways the TVK says the DMK tried to stymie their rally. Now,
I think
all of this will happen only when you see someone as a threat and you want to keep them from getting too big ahead of the polls.
Definitely. TVK may seem a threat, and every political party should be operate safely. You can't underestimate your opponent. 2 hours ago, the opposition was divided. It's still divided, Madhuvantiji. When I say divided, TVK has not got together with the BJP-NDA alliance. Second point is, we don't forget that DMK front won 40 MPs out of 40 from Puducherry and Tamil Nadu. Will the Congress party move away, leave such a party from the India alliance? The strongest supporter of Rahul Gandhi is Stalin or DMK. Other chief ministers like Pinarayi Vijay, Mamata Banerjee, others, or even for that matter the Jharkhand chief minister, they are not that solid supporters. There's no question. This may be just one of those, pre-election, pre-ticket noises. It will be just quietly settled, and I don't think under any circumstance Congress party will do it or can afford to do it.
But you also agree that DMK on its own has never been able to get more than never crossed 30% mark in terms of vote share. It has remained a 20 to 25% party historically.
But there are 15 parties, 20 political parties in Tamil Nadu active. Look at Telangana, there are 3 or 3.5. Andhra, there are just 3 regional parties. This is a multi-party state, very difficult to cross 30% votes. And any newcomer will face this wall of 20 parties having 0.5%, 1%.
So in that case, does the TVK then really need very big allies, or does it need just to cobble up enough of the smaller parties, wean them away from the ADMK and the DMK, get a huge base of the Dalit vote in their favor, Muralidharan, and somewhere it emerges as a challenger, somewhere it emerges as somebody who can shore up to 27 to 29%, and we never know how the equation is. Or is the DMK so well entrenched that no matter how hard Vijay and the TVK try, they won't be able to breach Tamil Nadu? Muralidharan.
I think till yesterday, Anand, it was looking extremely, competitive between ADMK and DMK. But last minute, I think Mr. Stalin managed to pull a rabbit out of the hat. 5,000 rupees dole out to all the ladies. Nearly 1.31 crore. Ladies are benefiting by this now. That this is, it cannot be called, you can call it unethical because elections are shortly there, and that's only because as a welfare measure you can't challenge it. I don't think you can even challenge it in the court. That's how it looks like. So this is a big plus. But till such time, I think Vijay is still. Is seen as going to be the kingmaker because he is going to equally eat into both the parties' vote share. That's for sure. In fact, I was just randomly talking to some people today. I was sitting and having lunch, and randomly asking. He said, "No, I will vote for Vijay." He said, "Why? I want to give a chance to him and see, if we can eradicate corruption. Because the last 4.5 years, we have seen the worst of corruption in Tamil Nadu. We talk about something like 6,000, 7,000 crores given out yesterday by Mr. Stalin to all these housewives. But the loot is close to 4.5 lakh crores. That's illegal mining and sand mining, all these put together. So that's the kind of loot which has happened. So considering all that, people are really fed up. The state is right now it's lawless. There is a huge drug issue.
Yeah, but a fractured opposition helps the incumbent. A fractured opposition helps the incumbent. See, if the AIDMK, TVK, BJP, everybody were to combine ranks in spite of differing political ideologies, consolidate the vote to oust the DMK and say, all right, post-poll, we look at who gets the spoils, the story would be different. Here, what is happening is it's a fragmented, fractured opposition. That's only going to help the incumbent. That's the DMK. Pularauji, you raised your hand. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I agree. The DMK, Jayalalitha won in 2011, 2016, second term, because opposition was fractured like this. Her popularity was down. She had over 200 MLAs. It came down to 134, 135. It's a similar situation now. They got a good chance. I don't want to make some drum beating and saying they'll win. They got a very good chance of getting a repeat. So a good chance, particularly when the ADMK, BJP and TVK, they did not have any creative solutions for an alliance. How to do it?
No,
How to get together?
Not just a creative solution for an alliance, but I'm just going to ask you, do you think the BJP, should have gone it on its own, Madhuvanti ji?
I think if the BJP had gone on its own...
You are not Madhuvanti ji. First let the DMK go on its own in Tamil Nadu without alliances. I am asking them because national parties have not shown the gumption. The BJP was trying to show some gumption, but then they all went back and said, okay, Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy, we'll come back into the fold and we can't do without you. So then, are the BJP leaders in Tamil Nadu spineless, or is the central government, central leadership looking at the short-term faida at a long-term cost? Short-term gain at a long-term cost? Madhuvanti ji.
See, Anandji, it's very easy to say that the BJP leaders in Tamil Nadu are spineless.
No, I'm not saying, I'm asking.
Because I'm saying, it's very easy to make those questions, ask those questions, if you would like me to put it that way. But the point here is this has always been a natural alliance. For reasons best known to everybody, the alliance split in 2024 and we saw what happened because of that. The BJP is not a party that will sit back and just, close its eyes and say the world is dark. They will look into themselves, they will have an intrinsic analysis, and that is what has happened, and which is why this alliance has come back into fold. This is not some new alliance. And let's face it, in Tamil Nadu, it is either Retta Ela or Udaya Suryan. It's very clear. This is a difficult engine. This is not an easy engine to, run or chug along with. And it is going to take more time before a national party actually stands on its own and tries to win. And we know this story. It's nothing, this is not rocket science. So definitely the BJP has taken to its natural ally, which is the ADMK, which has always been its natural ally. Unlike the DMK and the Congress, where backs were broken during emergency, and then Indira Gandhi was adored as Nehru's daughter.
But the BJP is also allied with the DMK.
Yes,
so long ago.
For the greater good, but we never broke their backs. We never went, we didn't start a party and we didn't do a Hindi agitation movement and then go hugging them back and calling them brother. And if you're really the brother of Rahul Gandhi, give him sharing in the government. Why is there a problem in power sharing?
Yeah, but they also have to show winnability, na? The point is the DMK vote is propping up the Congress netas. It's not the other way around that the Congress vote is propping up a DMK neta. So the DMK is also going to look at winnability. I'm just wanting to bring another dynamic and Muralidharan join in on this. Edappadi Palaniswamy is everybody underestimating him, or has he not been able to live up to the billing of an iconic figure, because Tamil Nadu chases icons, the Tamil Nadu voter? Or do you see him as a strong organization man who's perhaps evolved and is at a much better place than he was about 3-4 years ago?
Exactly, Anand. Let's go back to 2021. Tamil Nadu always looks at assembly and parliamentary elections in a different way. But the mandate is always discipline. Now, 2021, he didn't have Jayalalitha. He was on his own. And he had the excess baggage of BJP, who was like hated by everybody. Nobody wanted to, vote somebody who's in alliance with BJP. Third, he didn't have TTV Dinakaran. Now, all this put together, the difference between DMK and ADMK vote share was only 3.5%. Now, with the anti-incumbency, that's going to go away. With the factor of Vijay coming in, he is going to eat into minority shares in his fans. Now, where will he attack the most? It's the incumbent. He's not going to target his vote, whatever the majority which he's going to gain. It's not from the ADMK side or any other side, but from the DMK. Because he's focusing on DMK. And the reason for Vijay to come into politics is he was not given a number. Because every time DMK comes to politics, they hijack the film industry. He was not given enough theatres. That was the primary reason for Vijay to come into politics. That's the reason he said, let me come into politics and teach you a lesson. So with all that factors together, Vijay is a kingmaker today, because that is the only reason the Congress has developed some spine to negotiate with the DMK. They're talking about power sharing, and there's a big mudslinging happening, every day they're literally beating each other, the kind of abuses, etc. But in spite of that, as Mr. Purarao said, Congress cannot lose DMK for a simple reason: the 40 MPs. That's a huge share, and that's giving that. But if Congress has any shame, they should sever the ties and they should go with TVK. Because they see both of them have a clean image as of now, and people are looking for a change. That will make that will make the competition three-way, and it's going to be a lovely election to watch if that happens.
If what happens, you said, who's going to ally with who?
If TVK and Congress join hands, it's going to be a fantastic.
If TVK and Congress join hands, then do you think it will add value to Vijay, or it will take away from him?
Oh, it will add value. It will add value. I'm telling you, they'll be a huge force to reckon with. It will be like three-party fray, all three equally equal strength. It will be very interesting. It will be extremely interesting.
I don't know if he's saying it with a straight face, but he really means it, or is he hiding that smile?
No. I made it. Anand.
But yeah, no, you are saying you're being very serious. I'm just wondering.
The state hates BJP. The state hates BJP. In spite of that, they have to vote for Edappadi because DMK is completely corrupt. Given that choice, and if Congress and TVK come in together, people will turn sides. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but what is the value that Congress is going to add to the TVK? Pullarao, yes, please.
Yes, they will add. Congress is a traditionally known party in Tamil Nadu, Kamaraj, all of that, and they will add respectability, they will give it workers, they will give it a face. But I still go back to my premise. See, there's no point for them to get on to Vijay. If they lose the election, they lose the chief minister. They lose Stalin. Stalin is the chief minister backing Congress more than any other chief minister in the country. Pinarayi Vijay, Mamata Banerjee, Jharkhand, Soren, they are all, yes, support the Congress, but in a very, very wavering way, ambiguous way. This is a man who is supporting Congress through.
Is Stalin's Chief Minister Stalin and the DMK supporting the Congress party, or is it opposing the BJP and the Prime Minister at the center, because the anti-BJP sentiment is what they are whipping up in Tamil Nadu? So let's see, call it through, and given a choice, with Tamil Nadu and DMK want to go national without the support of the Congress or without the baggage of what many say is pulling the entire India alliance down. That is the LOP and him trying to pull the cart in a different direction compared to the rest of the allies. So that's a question. The other thing is that the local Congress MPs are the ones who are raking up the issue with the local Congress or local DMK leaders and the DMK MLAs. Now, this is a national versus local issue. You may get support nationally, but do you have any merit locally or regionally? Because most of these people never visit their constituencies. They are busy playing their politics in Delhi. So these are realities. Is the DMK best without the Congress, but with perhaps some key local regional allies which add about 3 to 8% to their vote share, allowing them to get closer to the 30-32% that may perhaps guarantee them seat share overall in the Tamil Nadu Assembly polls? Madhuvanti ji, final word. Ji.
I am going to say April will give you answers to all these questions and all these speculations. There is no BJP hatred right now in Tamil Nadu, and Edappadi Palaniswamy has proven his mettle as a very strong leader. This is an alliance that is going to win. We will have this conversation post-April with Muralidharanji and Pullarauji also on the same debate, if you will call me as a speaker on that at that point in time also.
But you believe it's going to be still a two-way fight?
Absolutely. Vijay doesn't play a major role at all. I'm sorry.
But,
I am very
but
clear
let me ask you this, all of you and viewers who are watching us also, is he not drawing more crowds than a Rajni Makkal Mandram or Kamal Hassan's efforts did? Is he not drawing more crowds than, DMDK and Vijay Kant, Pullarauji?
No, I think it's difficult to compare that time, this time. Every election is different. We have to take it in the context of what he faces, opposition, ADMK and DMK. It is a very tough struggle for him. As you know, elections, he now has 25% according to some surveys. If they find he's not going to win, that will come down. Day by day, it will come down. Remember that. The 25 is not going to go up. He has to show he's going to win. What's the point of getting 20% vote and not getting seats? There will be a lot of things going on in the next month. He has boxed himself from day one. I won't ally with X, I won't ally with Y. He thought politics is like a movie. It is not. There is no flexibility. He cannot bring any surprise now.
No, the other thing is that every time the milk is about to boil, you turn the sim. You put it on sim, so it just comes down, dies down, Muralidharan. When I'm saying this is that just at a time perhaps Vijay's popularity was peaking, crore happens. And today he comes out, then Jananayakan release gets delayed for whatever be the reasons. Now they have had to backtrack to eventually ensure that it releases somehow. But then that entire, this is gone, mood is gone, the bubble is gone. And again today at Salem, it's not his fault. They tried to administer first aid and we've lost a young person. But, it just feels that there is a shadow. There is a pall of gloom or tragedy that is tracking the Talapati. Is that a case? And will that somewhere affect the EQ of the voter?
Anand, let's look at Karur. Karur incident, I think DMK has equal responsibility of managing the crowd. So it actually over a period, people start sympathizing towards TVK. One. Second is it's a new party just coming to fans. There's so much of fan following. These youngsters. It's not even like you look at Rajnikant's fan followers are like 50 plus. And here it's all youngsters. They have to be like their normal behavior. So unfortunate, it's happening. But I think he is there, Anand, because if Rajnikant would have come, he would have been a very good alternative. He didn't come. So I think those people who are like waiting for Rajini to come, they also support Vijay. Vijay will be the kingmaker, whoever it is. Let anyone be there. Because without Vijay, I don't think they're going to be a government in 2026. That's for sure. That's my
Okay.
feeling.
Final word, Madhuvantiji.
Anandji, I'm just wanting to say two things. Karur happened, Salem happens. These are things that will happen when you are a new party. This happened to MGR, this happened to Vijay Kant. But how do you deal with it? You don't go hole yourself up in a house for 4 days and then put out a video after Karur happened. The ruling party is going to give you trouble. You have to learn to deal with it. Have you come out and actually done something for Jananayagan? Did you stand with your producer? No. You went for so many CBI inquiries. Did you speak a word? Eternally, you're zipping your mouth up and mums the word. Even your interviews you want to have in your house and just let out photographs. What is your stand? What is your ideology? What is it that you're communicating to the people of Tamil Nadu? I'm sorry, movies are different. Election is a totally different ball game altogether. And we've seen this in Tamil Nadu time and again.
What?
And just a small correction, Muralidharanji, Rajnikant has fans across generations, not just 50 above.
Yeah, he's 50 years and still he's 50 glorious years and still counting. So even
Sir.
50
So
below are
the
fans of Rajni sir.
Madhuvantiji is upset because Vijay didn't allow it. That's the problem.
No. I am not upset. Why should I bother?
No. I'll tell you what. Sometimes there could be a space where the voter would say, I'm okay with the current system, but I don't want the corruption. I don't want this syndicate to there.
Exactly.
I want a clean leader, but even if it is a current, thought process, not very different ideology. Because MGR didn't have a very different ideology from the DMK when he broke away. So it promised something different, but it was almost the same. It was perhaps old wine in a new bottle or perhaps better packaging. I'm not sure. But in Tamil Nadu, this becomes very critical. What are the regional allies, the local people with those 1%, 2%, 3% aggregation thinking? Where will they slant? And is EPS going to bring his ability as an organizer with the cadre to try and perhaps make this a little more of a crunchier fight and a tougher fight than it is? And as Muralidharan said, whose vote is Vijay going to eat into or TVK going to eat into? And will that perhaps be the decider? We'll have to wait and watch. But thank you very much. Thank you very much to all our guests. Quickly moving on. At this point, the Telangana civic body elections have delivered a significant political message. Months after wresting power in the assembly elections, the Congress has continued its momentum in putting up a strong performance across several municipal corporations and local bodies. The results indicate a shift in the urban voter sentiment, particularly in towns and municipalities where the party had struggled in the previous cycles. Now, while the BRS led by the former Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao remains a significant force, the civic poll suggests that its grip over local and urban bodies is loosening. The BJP, meanwhile, has delivered a mixed performance. While the party retained pockets of support in select urban wards and emerged as a competitive force in a few municipalities, it fell short of making a broad-based breakthrough across the state. Now, compared to its aggressive push in previous elections, the results suggest that the BJP is still working to convert its vote share into sustained grassroots presence. Now, for the Congress, the gains are being seen as a validation of Chief Minister Revanth Reddy's governance pitch and welfare promises. The outcome also signals a consolidation of the Congress's support in both rural and urban pockets, potentially reshaping the state's political landscape ahead of future electoral battles. And before we go across to our guest, just reading out what Revanth Reddy has put out on X. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the people of the state for delivering a resounding victory to the Congress party in elections held across 116 municipalities and 7 municipal corporations. The victory is the result of the tireless efforts of lakhs of Congress workers. It stands as a testament to their unwavering commitment and a deep affection for the party. I dedicate this win to every party worker who carried the party flag with dedication and took government welfare schemes to the people with relentless hard work. At the same time, this mandate reflects the people's complete endorsement of the past 2 years of people-centric governance in the state, focused on the welfare of the poor and middle class, the world-class planning and effective implementation of development programs by a truly public-oriented government. This victory increases our responsibility even further. On this occasion, we reaffirm our commitment to the state's development, people's welfare and transparent governance. In the coming years, we will work to transform every municipality and municipal corporation into a model of progress and uphold the trust reposed in us by the people. Now, is this urban endorsement of governance under Revanth Reddy? That's again a statement that's been issued. Let's go across to our guests and ask them this question. We've got NV Subhash, spokesperson of the Telangana BJP, and Kalaignar Rahman, leader Congress party. So, my namaste to everybody. Thank you very much. Kalaignar Rahman, congratulations to the Congress party for winning. But have you really won big? or have you just managed to get through and scrape through the numbers in both ways? Even in the municipalities, is that number an overwhelming number, especially when nearly 100 seats, and in fact, if I look at these numbers, nearly 150 seats have gone away from you. So that's one way of looking at it. The other way is, NV Subhash, that the BJP, no matter what it tries, has not been able to wrest the initiative away from the BRS, nor has it been able to very majorly dent the Congress party. NV Subhash, how would you see these results?
The results is the mixed the reaction on that. Usually, the party which is in power, the local body elections, the corporators and the councillors, and all those who are just the contesting, they feel that in the this elections, in order to improve their municipality and then to consolidate their leadership, most of the people wanted to go with the ruling party. However, in 2020, when the municipal elections happened in Telangana, that the ruling party then had a landslide victory, but as compared to today, the Congress party is really lacking with the behind. And as far as the municipal corporations are concerned, we are we never had the municipal corporation earlier, but in the Kalaignar we had almost one the municipal corporations, and other place also we are trying to make it through on that. That means out of 7, 2 corporations are with the Bharatiya Janata Party, which leads above the BRS party on that. However, today the situation is with the Congress party, the BRS party, and MIM party had a tripartite agreement, so that they can't they can make sure that Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't come. They are very sure that if Bharatiya Janata Party comes into power in Telangana, what happened in Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, every time the elections happen, that Bharatiya Janata Party is going to win on that. This is the consolidation. They wanted to have, the tripartite agreement. And if you see from, the politics from 2014 till 2026 as on today, people get elected from one party, they shift to other party, and again from other party, but the same leaders are there, both in the same parties. They wanted to have the power, but they have ignored the developmental activities, which we are very, very capable of doing it, and that we have made it to just happen. And as we compared to 2020 elections, our graph is growing up, and then we had a very good number of the corporators as well as the municipalities also, including the ward members also. And today the percentage of votes have really grown up on that.
So you're saying, no, vote share, vote percentage is all consolation prize. But Khalikur Rahman, the number of wins that BRS clocked in 2020, compared to that, the Congress party has not been able to rake up those numbers. So you've still not been able to convert the entire BRS grouping or the BRS base towards the Congress party. Would you take that, or would you say, see, this is why we told you go back to ballots?
Yeah. Good evening, and good evening to all my, to my co-panelists and to all the viewers. In fact, I would like to thank the voters of Telangana, especially for, rebuilding their feeling the confidence in the Congress and the Congress.
His voice is not clear.
Yeah, I think we've just lost his feed. He's joining us via Zoom, so we'll try and get him back and get his opinion. But even the BJP's performance, you believe it's improved from 2020 onwards?
Yeah, definitely we have improved. We had very
because at that time there was no Congress. It was a two-way fight. This time it's a three-way fight.
No, the Congress was also there. They were in power for 10 years from 2004 to 2014. And the Congress party was earlier also was in power in the combined Andhra Pradesh state on that. They had very good number of the corporators and including the mayors also. But see, the Congress doesn't claim to be the referendum on that. Anandji, if you can see pre-poll the publicity or the statements of the Congress party, they never ever said that this municipal elections will be the referendum on that, because they themselves were not at all confident. Revanth Reddy as the chief minister and as also the municipal minister of the state, because his the municipality is also with him. And when he came to Delhi just 2 days back, he was having a chit chat with the media persons. Earlier, his the confidence level was he will be winning around 90%. It has come to 85%, 80%, and 70%. Then he considered that it will be 60% if we win. That means it will be good for us. None of the Congress leaders or the ministers, they never ever claimed that these elections will be the referendum on that, and they have very much ignored, and then they have very lightly taken that the Bharatiya Janata Party. But today, after so many of the just elections, as I said earlier, that they had a tripartite agreement with BRS as well as MIM. Even though we are going to take over as the municipal corporations for Karimnagar as well as the Nizamabad, which the BRS party did not make any dent.
Right, but look, I remember the amount of song and dance happened around Hyderabad and what was said about the BJP's push into Telangana, etc. Is this a little bit of a dampener there? That's one question. Kalaignar is with us. Yes, please complete. We lost you there in between. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry actually, because I lost the connection. I'm back now. In fact, through your channel, I would like to thank the people of Telangana for having endorsed the policies of our government in this last 2 years. And the last 2 years, in fact, has been a real satisfactory tenure, not only for the Congress party, but for the people of the Telangana, because all their aspirations and with the hopes with which they have voted the Congress into power, so that has been realized, and Congress has been successful in delivering what we had promised. And
so that is 4% reservation for Muslims.
Congress has always done it.
That is nothing but open and brazen appeasement, talking to the Muslim vote bank and speaking with them in Hindi rather than in Telugu, and to try and come out and use the Jamaat platform to talk about freedom of speech and bringing in a legislation that will curb hate speech. So that's the Congress model of development.
Do you think that if only Muslims had voted, then Congress would have got so many seats? I'm unable to understand the very logic here. I think this is the Congress has always worked for the inclusive development, and this is the result of the Congress's inclusive development and inclusive policies. And it is unfortunate, especially coming from you, that the 4%. 4% is not there from now. 4% is there, in existence for well over 20 years. So I think don't unnecessarily try to.
That's in the court. That's the Supreme Court.
No, that is the court. That's right. But that's in the court. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying that. That has been challenged, and that's in the court. But the people of Telangana, in fact, have endorsed the policies of the government of Telangana, the Congress policies, and Mr. Revanth Reddy's leadership, in fact, has been once again re-established with this. And this goes on to say that the BRS and the BJP, in fact, was trying to make this, because especially the BJP MP from Nizamabad has made such a communal statement. But in spite of that, the voters, in fact, have understood the divisive politics and the policies of the BJP. And BJP, I'm telling you, will never gain a ground in Telangana, because Telangana is totally different.
Sir, I take all your arguments, sir, but please don't say never, because never is not a statement that politicians should ever make. Because he's an former ABVP leader who's currently Chief Minister of Telangana from the Congress party. So ABVP's loss and BJP's loss is Congress party's gain. So you can never say never. But NV Subhash, he has a point. It's not just appeasement as the allegation is being made. It's not just the Muslim vote that's gone to the Congress party. There are people from all walks of life, all communities who have voted. That's when this victory could have happened.
The Bharatiya Janata Party just endorses the verdict of the people of Telangana. We are very clear on that. This is not end of the world, but definitely we have a better scope and then better performance in upcoming elections because GHMC is also there in just it will just happen in 3 to 4 months time. But however, whatever it says that Mr. The Rahman has been very clear about it, but we say that it is not an endorsement on that. Had it been endorsement, it should have been you should have swept.
Is it the fact that the BJP has not yet been able to shake off that the BJP and BRS are together? They are scratching each other's back. The fact that the entire set of votes, anti-BRS votes, went towards the Congress party in the assembly elections, the moment the BJP and the investigations against the allegations of corruption against key members of the BRS went on a go-slow ahead of the elections. Is that still hurting the BJP in Telangana? The sudden shift of the leaders and the leadership ahead of the assembly elections in the past, is that still hurting the BJP in Telangana? NV Subhash.
See, we are a political party. Every elections we take it very seriously on that. That doesn't mean that we did not make a very good result in assembly, but in the parliament we have done. Even in graduates and teachers, MLC elections also we have made a very good impact, and then we have won on that.
I'm just going to ask you this point blank. Had Bandi Sanjay not been removed at that time and then brought back later on, that entire time lapse, has that helped hurt the BJP and has it helped the Congress party and Revanth Reddy consolidate themselves? And also the fact that they've been able to keep their flock together and work harder than what the BJP has been able to do? Or is it that these are civic body level polls and let's not read into it so much? I've run out of time, but we leave these questions and we continue to train on Telangana and look at Telangana very closely because there is a lot that's happening in that region, viewers. But for the moment, shifting attention, thank you very much, Kalaignar Rahman and NV Subhash. Now some international. In the neighborhood, the results over in Bangladesh. Viewers, the spread of these results should concern us, and we'll tell you why. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party, or the BNP, led by Tariq Rahman, has swept 2026 general elections with a commanding victory, securing more than 210 seats in parliament. The party decisively outperformed the Jamaat-e-Islami, which won around 70 seats, marking a significant shift in Bangladesh's political landscape. Tariq Rahman, son of former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia, strengthened his mandate by winning from both Dhaka and Bogura constituencies, and in a move that surprised many observers, he urged the BNP supporters to not hold celebratory rallies. Instead, he called for prayer gatherings across the country, framing the victory as a moment of reflection and responsibility rather than festivity. A gesture seen as an attempt to temper political tensions after a fiercely contested election. Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Tariq Rahman and reaffirmed Bharat's commitment to close ties with Dhaka, stating that Bharat will continue to stand in support of a democratic, progressive and inclusive Bangladesh. However, reports suggest that new Bangladesh government will formally seek the extradition of Sheikh Hasina from Bharat, which may complicate ties. Sheikh Hasina rejected the results outright. She tabled the polls as a well-planned farce and unconstitutional, demanding that the outcome be annulled and the interim government step down. Even as the BNP consolidates power nationally, attention is turning to the developments in Bangladesh's border districts. An exclusive report by CNN News 18 highlights the growing influence of Jamaat-e-Islami in areas forming a contiguous arc along Bharat's borders with West Bengal and Assam, including regions adjacent to the strategically vital Siliguri corridor. Intelligence assessments have cited that Jamaat's rise is less about immediate violence and more about steadily building a supportive ideological ecosystem through rural mosques and madrasa networks and cross-border linkages. The report raises concerns about pressure on Hindu minorities in certain border districts and the possibility of migration flows into Bharat and gradual ideological radicalization over time. For Bharat, these developments are significant. The Siliguri corridor, often called the Chicken's Neck, is a narrow but critical stretch connecting mainland Bharat to its northeastern states. Any shifts in the political or ideological climate in adjoining Bangladeshi regions could carry long-term strategic implications. Now, taken together, the BNP's overwhelming national mandate and Jamaat's localized consolidation present a complex new chapter in Bharat-Bangladesh relations in the years ahead. Let's go across to Ambassador Rajiv Dogra and also Major Rezaul Karim joining us. My namaste to both of you. Thank you for your time. Ambassador Rajiv Dogra, Before I come across to you, Rizal Karim, this result, has it surprised many? Was BNP expected to win by such a big margin?
Thank you and assalamu alaikum to everyone. Actually, yes, it was a bit a surprise in one aspect. That is the way Jamaat Islami had been propagating their political agenda, and the way there were some actually hardline intentions, the way they had been expressing against Awami League, against Sheikh Hasina, against our local some rituals, especially hardline theory regarding women rights, religions, a lot of things. So people thought that after the Sheikh Hasina regime, Bangladeshi people, out of emotion, there would be huge wave of getting vote for Jamaat Islami, but basically that went against them because anything very hardline, people doesn't take it positively. So in Bangladesh, especially the way Jamaat Islami had been playing their role, the way they had been stating their position for forming future government in Bangladesh, that went against them and that came in favor of BNP. And especially BNP is showing their liberal attitude, and BNP chairman Mr. Tarek Rahman, he's very much soft in his tone, and he is very liberal, and he's giving spaces to other political parties, which is a very positive news for all the political parties. And I hope he will follow the right path like his father, the way his father tried to establish democracy for all party. In the same way, Mr. Tarek Rahman will open the door for all political parties for their political practices. And for India also, I don't think that Sheikh Hasina will be a barrier for India and for Bangladesh. Both the states should have their common interest. India should see her interest, Bangladesh should see her interest. So here, a single political party should not be a barrier. And Mr. Tarek Rahman, I'm sure he's very positive, and we also appreciate Mr. Modi's congratulations to Tarek Rahman, and I'm sure he's one of the first man to him.
I totally understand. Before I bring in Ambassador Rajiv Dogra, I just want to ask you if you can call up that map and the spread of the Jamaat's victories. Should that be a concern both in Bangladesh and in Bharat? Because this is right on the borders, if you look at it, with Assam and Bengal. This also hints at possible hardliners settling in on the border areas. How would you read it as a former army man? That's why I'm asking you this question.
Actually, at present, the way we have seen people's respond, and also the position of Bangladesh Army, especially our military organization, and the way law enforcement agency, the way they have shown their duties, their responsibilities, the way they have projected in this election, and the way military organization is prepared. So this can be only propaganda. I don't think that this will have any impact. And Jamaat Islami, if they would have been that much successful doing anything such, then in this election there would be a big wave of their victory.
No, it's not even about what they are going to be able to do. It's where they are settling, where their concentration of votes has been. If you look on the map, that's the concern. Ambassador Rajiv Dogra, your thoughts, please.
Well, I'm glad you pointed this out, because I don't think most of the Indian media has concentrated on this. Naturally, your guest from Bangladesh has a positive spin and a number of positive thoughts on possibilities of Indo-Bangladesh relations. But let me start with the Western media. What surprises me is that the entire Western media, without exception, it seems, is full of praise for the elections that were held in Bangladesh. Now, what they have probably missed is the fact that these elections had two close allies as opposing each other, BNP and JL. They had shared power in the previous BNP government. Second is the fact that when they were close allies in government, there were 170 terrorist camps from India which were given place, shelter and encouragement there. In fact, during the previous government of BNP JI, there was a huge shipment of armaments which was caught in Chittagong.
Yeah.
And the speculation is that Tariq Rahman himself may have encouraged that shipment. So I hope he's turned a corner from that avatar of his, and now he is a little more positive in his views of India. But that remains to be seen. But coming back to the Western media, you know, it's almost as if they were taking dictation from their various intelligence agencies and the government in calling it a fair election. How can it be a fair election when one of the largest parties is not allowed to participate in it? How can it be a fair election when these two, Jamaat-e-Islami and BNP, both were hand in glove in the previous government? The other thing is the number of votes that Jamaat-e-Islami has got. In percentage terms, they've got nearly 25% of the parliamentary seats. That's not a small number.
Yeah.
Because Pakistan, Jamaat-e-Islami has never crossed more than 10%, if at all.
Yeah.
Whereas 25% means that they have a vocal majority in parliament and they have a substantial majority within Bangladesh in its population.
Right.
Because even Tariq Rahman's victory is just a marginal victory over his Jamaat-e-Islami opponent.
Yeah.
So I think we have anxious times ahead.
Yeah, anxious times ahead, and Bengal is going to polls, and one is going to wonder what's going to happen. Both Bengal and Assam are going to polls closer home for us in Bharat. With Bangladesh, we just hope that democracy comes back into place, and there is perhaps the rule of democracy in that region, not this entire interim random government. I'm sorry, I've run out of time, Vijay Reza and Ambassador Dogra. We'll come back and we'll take this conversation forward very soon here on The Right Stand. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching, viewers. Namaste.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Pakistan reached out to the United States to remove quote-unquote incorrect map of India in a trade deal post. Pakistan says it attacked the US after a US trade representative incorrectly showed Pakistan occupied Kashmir and trade within the Indian territory, which Washington deleted the post as well. Learning. Let's put up reaction from Pakistan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson. What he said, the communication that took place between Pakistan and the United States will be over to our reporter just
this put up at certain hands. We contacted U.S. authorities. They realized that the map was legal. The international map on Jammu and Kashmir, and as a result, Indian international dealing in Pakistan and Indian territories is legally sanctified by the United Nations. So if you go to the United Nations website, you would see accurate map. And we worked with satisfaction. The US side made the requisite action to highlight legal UN-sanctioned map of our region, which delineates Jammu and Kashmir as the disputed territory, whose settlement is to be done through a UN-administered plebiscite under in accordance with the UN Security Council resolution.
CNUCD Kanksha joins us with Kanksha. India has consistently maintained that the entire Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir has been, will always be an integral part of India. Same goes for the side. They've cited historical claims, past treaties, stated this, reminding this to Pakistan time and again, and we see the communication. But more importantly, tell us about US's position on this, because Pakistan claims Washington did very much lead this post.
Absolutely. It was, in fact, released by the US Representative's Office, and it was Islamabad with Washington. They had deleted that entire map. There are two sides to to go by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs coming from Pakistan, what's extremely vexing and politically incorrect is that he's saying that it is the Jammu and Kashmir territory which will be administered to a plebiscite and this is the UN sanction. Yes, the UN sanction. We cannot refer to Jammu and Kashmir at the moment. What he is meaning to refer to is Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and what the Pakistan occupied Kashmir territory should be shown as maybe disputed territory in the global map. They cannot refer to Jammu and Kashmir, which is very much an integral part of India, and is Kashmir, and that is what has been maintained by India as well. As far as the removal of occupation is concerned, it is best addressed by China. It is not really Pakistan's job to be doing so, but yes, they did. Why so critical? Because we all know Islamabad is currently towing very tricky terrain as far as Washington is concerned, that these rattle by the forward movement as far as India trade deal is concerned, especially a trade deal which largely seems to be in favor of India, has completely vexed Pakistan. This at a time when the own Defence Minister Khwaja Asif has made an admission that for the longest time Pakistan has been used and thrown away like toilet paper by the United States. This is just another series of actions that is coming from Islamabad addressed to Washington when they are feeling extremely rattled by the consistent engagement between New Delhi and Washington as far as Trump administration is concerned. We've seen a lot of positive statements and sentiment coming in. All of those trade advisors for the Trump administration, whether it is the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, or even that rhetoric has in fact not just down, it's finished completely. So what we are seeing right now in terms of this map, cartographic politics that is playing out, is only an extension of a very nervous Pakistan that's currently going on.
But what would be the underlying trigger here for Pakistan? One of us, regardless of the trade deal, finalities that have been spoken of, revealed to the entire world. The other aspect could also be Pakistan was attempting to cozy up Washington for so many months. We've seen different interactions between top leadership between both the nations, and yet US went ahead with trade. Yes, we see certain semblance of the equation that destabilized India and the United States once again. That could have a Pakistan to extend, I think.
Right, and we think there is more engagement happening. In fact, we've always highlighted that for the Trump administration, the way forward to say strategic cooperation is through economic cooperation. And through this trade deal, India and the United States are hoping to also bring that focus back on strategic cooperation, especially in the Pacific. Remember, India and the United States share a very special strategic